Sa bawat lakas ng isang team, especially yung mga mahaba ang win streak, yung mga nakakatalo sa kanila ay yung mga teams na hindi mo ine-expect. And for 13 straight wins, tinapos ng OMG yung win streak ng Fnatic Onyx. It may seem simple, maybe fluke lang siya, but what they did is something extraordinary. Kaya panoorin mo ito hanggang sa huli para may pakita ko sa iyo yung mga tatlong essential factors na sa tingin ko tinake advantage ng Omega Esports kaya nila natalo ang Fnatic Onyx Philippines. Number 1, understanding the winning condition of both sides. Take note, both sides. In this game, Game 3, Ruby, Ling, Valentina, and Hylos for Onyx. Ito yung flexible, makunat, tapos may damage, both physical and magic. Tapos dagdagan mo ng gold lane, solve na. So with the balanced lineup, may nakitang butas si Coach Lembot for that lineup which hindi masyadong marami yung crowd control ng draft na yon. While for them, yes, you have Cho and Khalid, not much of CCs and slows, but with additional heroes na kaya magbigay ng additional crowd control and having a gold laner na kaya makipagsabayan sa mga matigas and balanced na lineup ng Onyx, swak na swak yung pagpili nila sa Zushin and Melissa. Kasi Zushin complements yung mga mini stunts ng Cho and Khalid para tuloy-tuloy yung CCs which ayaw ng mga kunat na heroes like Hylos and Ruby. Tapos Melissa yung pinaka-counter pick against sa mga brusco heroes na gustong lumalapit. So in this scenario, Omega Esports understands the winning conditions of both sides. For Onyx, it's all about the 5v5 team fight. In terms of sustain, lalabang sila. But because OMG knows that, sinagot nila with their own winning condition na i-complement yung mga mini crowd controls para if ever nagka-team fight, kaya nilang sumabay dahil doon sa mga annoying na CCs na kaya nilang ibitaw. Kaya nung kumuha sila ng Masha, personally, kahit bang marksman si Kelra, mahihirapan din siya because of those mini CCs and slows coming from the Cho, Khalid, and Zushin. Medyo technical siya, but once gets ng isang team yung winning conditions of both sides, kaya nilang maging flexible in creating drafts na iaalaw mo mangyari yung draft ng kalaban pero makakabuo ka ng lineup na makakapigil sa draft na yon. And that's what OMG did. Hinayaan nila yung draft ng Onyx pero sinigurado nila na makakabuo sila ng draft panlaban doon. Kaya once nangyari na yung pain ng Omega, it's time to execute the winning condition of the draft, which is number 2, pressure. Remember, it's those mini crowd controls yung mananaig sa teamfight na ito and yung mga continuous clashes na yon creates pressure sa side ng Onyx, thus magkakaroon ng space yung Melissa para makapag-farm ng matiwasay. Kaya may kita mo, first turtle pa lang, hindi takot na unahin ng Omega yung Hylos sa early game kasi they have enough CCs and damage para makapitas. And technically, yan ang isa sa ayaw ng mga Hylos yung may continuous na crowd control. Kaya may kita mo sa clash na ito, tuloy-tuloy yung mga main stance ng OMG para hindi makareact yung Onyx. Same scenario yung may kita for the second turtle, but this time, nakapwesto ng maayos yung Onyx. But again, yung mga CCs ng Cho, Khalid, and Zushin yung mananaig, giving space para makasingit si Andoryu for the steal of the turtle. And may kita mo, kahit gaano kakunat yung lineup ng Onyx, hindi sila makakabitaw ng damage because of those mini crowd control na ibinibitaw ng Omega Esports. And those continuous clashes gives space sa Melissa para ma-isolate niya yung Masha and 1v1 yung mangyayari doon. Basta't may ultimate si Job, kayang-kaya niyang isolo kill yung Masha ni Kelra, which may kita mo, yun yung mangyayari, diba? It's the constant pressure brought about by the understanding ng winning conditions of both sides. Kaya libreng nakakapag-farm ng maayos yung gold lane ng OMG. Mahirap i-pull off yung mga ganito, but everything started sa draft pa lang. Kaya kahit anong gawin ng Onyx, hindi sila maka-breakthrough kasi hanggang mapuna lang sila, walang damage. Though meron naman, but it's those annoying CCs kaya hindi makaporma yung draft ng Onyx. Which papasok yung number 3 that sealed the deal, which is abusing the advantage. Because of the constant pressure giving space sa Melissa, kahit gumawa ng play yung Onyx, wala silang magagawa kasi nga hindi tumaba yung Masha and hindi napigilan yung pag-farm ng Melissa, and Omega will take advantage of those moments. Kaya may kita mo na hindi takot unahin ng OMG yung mga kunat, which is a big no-no lalo kung free hit yung gold lane. But because hindi naka-farm yung Masha, much better na unahin ng Omega yung mga bruskong heroes para wala nang iisipin yung Melissa at free hit na lang siya. Kaya kita mo, at some point baka questionin mo yung Masha pick, but it's actually a good one kasi may pang one shot ang Fnatic Onyx sa mga squishy heroes. But Omega made the better decision to counter it and make sure yung yung execution nila with their draft yung mananahig. So aking analysis, though it's only one game, pero it gives us an idea sino yung mga pwedeng i-target na players para hindi makaporma ng maayos yung Onyx. Di tayo sure but let's see kung anong mapupulot na idea ng ibang teams para manalo against Onyx using this game as their blueprint. Check mo tong video na ito, baka di mo pa nakita yung analysis ko paano nagawa ng Falcons AP Brent and ng Team Liquid PH na putulin yung dominance ng Yudo Red Giants. Comment your thoughts below. Pakinggan natin yung mga yan. Thank you. All please. Let's go.